Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 591, where comics originally coming out September the 22nd and the 23rd, depending on if you're DC or everybody else in the free world. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops next week, Drew, we're a little early today because I got a few things going on, so I've thrown a wrench in all of your podcasting plans.
Yes. You accelerated our schedule, which means we're a day before FOC, so we do not have the FOC. So you, probably when you're listening to this, will have an FOC email, but we don't have one to talk about. That's okay. We do have feedback, some questions, some of our other segments that we can do today. So let's get right into it. We have Jason from Hawaii who says, "Hey, are you guys still doing the C4 Fat bundle with the awesome comic Cowabunga comics?" No, we haven't. He said, I love ordering those bundles because it expands my comic book horizon. That's great. We appreciate that. We haven't been doing those because
we've been lazy.
Well,
I haven't been on the ball.
That and it's been weird. Like everything kind of there's really not a lot of time to push it even, because by the time the orders come out, the order forms compiled, there's really only 2 weeks, I think, maybe 3 if we're lucky, to kind of talk about that stuff. So I don't even know if it's 3 full episodes that we'd be able to talk about those bundles. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's worth Eric's time. We'll have to talk to him about that and see if it's worth his time to put it together for a 2-week push or 2-episode push, if that's all it is, to actually talk them up. And then, heaven forbid, Kyle's on vacation or sick, we'd miss one, then it would, really wouldn't be worth it. So we'll talk about it again. I think we've had this question before, probably not from you, but from somebody else, Jason, where, what happened to the C4 Fat bundle. And we got her fired back up, and then we dropped the ball. Well, COVID dropped the ball on us. And so,
as with everything that's happening right now, and everybody who has a shortcoming, they have an instant fallback on COVID.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Sorry, COVID. He has another question here. If you guys were Comic-Con organizers with a budget of $200,000, what would you call the convention, and who would you invite to your con? Okay, so $200,000 would not be a big con, would it? Is that because they probably cost way more than that? But maybe they don't.
I'm assuming a majority of that will just be spent on venue.
Yes. So, let's say this is $200,000 is just for the who we're going to invite and pay to come. So everything else is going to be break even because the ticket sales will take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's definitely C4 FAPCon. Right?
FAPCon? Oh, God.
It's the FAPCon,
oh, no.
Right?
Please don't go into dark panel rooms of the C4 FAPCon.
Or what about Fun and Profit Con?
There you go. I like that.
Would you go with Fun and Profit Con?
I would, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I kind of like that one, too.
We're just Profit Con. I don't know why.
Profit Con's not bad. Comics for Fun and Profit Con. It's not even. That's not.
Or just Comic Con. Is anybody going with that yet?
Has anybody ever used that? And Fun and Profit Con, I think, is where we could go. We could go with that. Let's see. Creators wise, my BKV would be the one I'd want the most.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Kirkman. If I get both of those guys there, I'd be pretty darn happy.
Yeah.
Any legends that are tough to get, like Morrison maybe. Who else?
You pretty much have to get Donnie Cates to sign all his different printings.
Yeah, yeah. He'll be there. You don't have to invite him. He'll just be there. Man, who else? I think. Yeah, I'd want Tom King. Not everybody would want Tom King, but I would want Tom King.
Could he have a separate wing of the?
Yes. And then I'd have like the hottest girls of comics in Artist Alley, just their own row that I would just like. It'd be Ashley Witter and Joel Jones and da 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 da, just bam right there.
We're back to C4 Fapcon.
Then I would, and that's where I'd put all the cosplayers. And let's see, no YouTube stars for me.
Would you do the one where it's a lot of movie and former, former TV stars as well, or stick comic?
I wouldn't. I don't prefer that myself, but if I've got $200,000,
You're pulling Shatner in just for fun.
I don't know if I'm doing a Star Trek guy. No wrestlers for me. I wouldn't do any wrestlers.
Green Ranger.
No Rangers for me. I don't care about that. Man, I don't know. I don't know. What would you do?
I'm more traditional. I would try to steer away from the TV stuff and try to make it mostly just comic stuff if I could. But that's just me kind of trying to bring back a little more comic purist. Which, if you're actually doing this, I think the best way to make money is if you're going to do the thing to be as broad as possible for all these things. But whatever you can
to get people out of their homes and to go to a con nowadays, you'd have to really get some people that they care. We probably need to get what's that K-pop band? We need to get those guys.
There you go. Get a Firefly reunion there while we're there, and we need to do Picard and Shatner boxing match. Yeah, but just since the passing of Stan Lee, there's no giant make sure that guy creator's there anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think if there was any legendary folks still. Frank Miller would be great. Mm-hmm. Alan Moore would be great. Yeah. Those guys would be great. I don't know that you can get them to come to those things, but hey, you throw some money at them, maybe.
Just bring all the executives from Netflix and Hulu, and just so they could have panels and tell us what they're optioning next.
Yeah. So that like the guys that have the this, the talk about the Skybound series, Remender's giant generator, we talk about all his in development. Mark Millar's studio, all the Millarverse shows.
Yeah. And then if you could get McFarlane or Claremont kind of stuff too.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I think you'd want to get BKV and Fiona and do a saga panel. Mm-hmm. You want to get
try
Adler.
To time it for when the 51's coming.
What is it?
Try to time it when 51 is coming, or the series is starting back.
Is that what issue we're on?
Was it?
Did we get to 50?
Yeah, it seemed like it's been 2 years, so I don't know.
Yeah, it has been 2 years for sure. Okay, yeah, man, this con's great. I can't wait. When's that check getting here, Jason?
Yeah.
He goes on to say, of course, Eric James, the Cowabunga staff, and I must get elite VIP passes.
100%. Cowabunga will be there. They'll bring their wall of wall books, and life will be grand.
Yes, that sounds great. Please continue to keep up the great work. Jason, thank you so much. We appreciate that very much. We also had Ben write in, hey, this new Suicide Squad and all the actors who are playing the different characters, what are some of the first appearances that we should be looking out for? Let's see. This is we got
Suicide Squad. Is that what they said?
Yeah. So we got.
I had all this written down a couple weeks ago when we did this.
Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn, and of course that's Batman Adventures number 12. Mm-hmm. We got Captain Boomerang, and that's an early Flash. I don't remember which one off the top of my head.
But the ship is stale on those because those were spec last time.
We've got Rick Flag, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, and that is from Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Miniseries, DC miniseries, which probably still pretty reasonable. You can probably still get that.
Yeah.
Amanda Waller, Viola Davis is playing Amanda Waller. I don't think she played that in the original, did she?
Ugh.
Right? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And that might have been in the same Legends, so that'd be a good one to look for.
There you go.
That 6-part miniseries. John Cena doing Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have what is that? Blue Beetle. I can't read these. I need to increase my font size. I think it's Blue Beetle 3, maybe, for Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Blackguard. His first appearance was in Booster Gold.
Yeah,
issue 1.
It's going to be one that's probably worth grabbing.
And I know I've sold my Booster Gold run, so I don't know if I have extras, but I don't think so.
King Shark's going to be a good one to go get.
Michael Rooker as Savant. It's a Birds of Prey issue 56. Sean Gunn as Weasel. That's a Fury of Firestorm, and I can't read the number on that one. Doggone it. Bloodsport. Idris Elba's Bloodsport is the big one. Yeah. And that was what was that? Superman 4. Was that right? That we were talking about the 80s Superman?
Yeah. From that run that people probably have.
Yeah.
And there's also Bloodsport has a daughter, Tyla, that they've got casting on as well. So there might be something about her as well you may want to look out for.
Peter Capaldi as the Thinker, who's in all Flash comics. It's good luck getting that one.
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man is an early detective. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to get that one. Ratcatcher is in a detective from like the 80s, might be possible. I think it's like in the 500s. I should have written all these down. Javelin is in DC Sampler and Green Lantern 175, I think. And Nathan Fillion's playing the Detachable Kid, which is Arm Fall Off Boy.
Arm Fall Off Boy, yeah.
And this is probably I'm guessing like just a quick scene. I doubt it's a full character, right?
It could be a full character.
Maybe, but I can't imagine him sticking around. But maybe. And I guess that's it's in Secret Origins 46. Maylin Eng as Mongol, and that's a Superman. I can't read the number on it.
Showcase 95, number 8, written by Tomasi.
Yeah, okay. And then Alice Braga as Sol Soria. Saying it's a gender swap there. So that would be Suicide Squad 33. Yeah, I did a kind of a half-ass job here. But you get the idea.
Flula Borg is playing Javelin. That's from Green Lantern 173.
173.
Of the Lenwine series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. And, yeah. Oh, Kyle, before we move on to cover price, this is a big week in video games.
Yeah.
We've got both the PS5 and Xbox.
Xbox Series X and Series S.
They're both going on pre-order this week, right?
Yep, next week, as of the day that we're recording this, the PlayStation 5 pre-orders are available for both the disc and discless. I'm trying to say that without saying it weirdly. Today, as well as your GTX 3080 video cards also going on pre-order today. And then next Tuesday, the Xbox Series S and Series X going on pre-order that I'm panicking and trying to figure out how I'm going to make sure I get my pre-order on a Series X.
And the difference is a disk drive, no disk drive.
On the Xbox or the PlayStation, we have different ways of going about this next generation.
Okay.
So with the PlayStation, you have a $500 main PlayStation 5 console. You also have a $400 version of the same exact thing in every way, shape, and form, except for it does not have the disc drive. So you're going digital full only. There is no disc drive. You cannot use physical media. Xbox has gone a different way with it. Their Xbox Series X, which is their $500 main flagship console, is just a standard 4K 120 frames per second output video game device for $500, and then their second option is the Series S, while coming in much cheaper at $299, is being marketed as a 1440p at 120 frames per second gaming adventure with no disc drive on that as well. So Xbox is undercutting the market by having a next generation console available at $299, while the two Xbox consoles are both $400 and $500.
You mean PlayStations?
Yeah, sorry. I keep getting me confused because I didn't write any of this down.
Now, who has the edge in exclusives out of the box?
They're both pretty crappy lineups because Halo got kicked and Sony just released, by the way, whoops, we lied to you, all of our mainline exclusives are actually available for the last generation as well. But Sony always has the headline for exclusives. They do such a good job with just their mainline studios, and they will have, exclusive rights to Demon Souls for this generation. Final Fantasy 16 and all the weirdness that it looks like it will be exclusive to the PlayStation. Of course, they said that with Final Fantasy 7 Redux, and it turned out to just be a year of exclusivity. So we don't know what shenanigans they're playing with that. But we also talked about their one title has a sequel coming, and Spider-Man is available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, the Miles Morales Spider-Man. So that's exclusive to them. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that's only available on Sony consoles. Horizon Zero Dawn sequel's coming out, is what I meant to say.
Now, you used to do both consoles. Do you just go Xbox now?
My primary is Xbox, and then normally I wait till late in the generation and grab a Sony, and then catch up on all my exclusive stuff. But Xbox is currently really user-friendly, where they have essentially like Netflix for games. So if you buy a brand new console with their Xbox Game Pass, you immediately have access to like 150 games for free for just that monthly subscription. And I already have like 3 years of that monthly subscription because I've been in that Xbox environment. So I just kind of stick with it because I get so many games for free. It's just by far worth me playing a majority of things on that.
What does the Game Pass run now?
You get Game Pass Ultimate, which is Xbox Live, Xbox Game Pass for PC, and Xbox Game Pass for console, and it generally runs like $15 or $20 a month, but you can always find like a subscription card around the holidays for essentially 33% off of that and a lot of things, and I end up finding or winning like 3 months subscriptions on that. When I combined my Live and my old service, they extended me for quite a bit, so I've just always got essentially in perpetuity that for mine. And then EA has come alongside Xbox to provide their services with the games as well. So it's kind of neat how all these digital media has kind of changed the way games are at the moment.
And does Sony have an equivalent of that anymore?
So Sony gives games for free because they have their monthly things, but they absolutely do not have the giant library of the essentially Netflix for games that Microsoft has. And Microsoft also has full backwards compatibility with its old titles, while Sony is cut off a majority of their older titles.
So it's Xbox out of the gate for you, and then you'll check out Sony down the road.
Yeah, or I may use the thing where I'm like, oh, we'll have to get a PlayStation for my son, and then I'll just play my exclusives on his.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's a big deal. And we think they're going to be more scarce than normal. than they usually are.
Yeah, with COVID, they're saying that they're not up to full demand for what they want, especially on even things like the graphics cards. There's just not going to be enough. The consoles, there's not going to be enough. When the iPhone comes out, there's not going to be enough. So everything's going to have a little bit of scarcity on it. So I look for a lot of these things to hit secondary markets and flippers to do their thing, to make things even more horrible for people. It looks like I saw there's a lot of speculation with the PlayStation side. I know people were talking about like a lot of GameStops were getting 15 to 20 PlayStation 5 units, and only 2 or 3 of those were the $400 disc-less units. So it seems like there were not very many of that cheaper version even available to anybody.
So even if you wanted it, you're not going to be able to get that.
It's very possible you might not be able to get it, because with both the PlayStation and the GTX series graphics cards, they've kind of sporadically went on sale today at different places at different times, and everybody got their websites crashed and trying to do everything. It's a bit of a nightmare.
Now, can you pre-order these consoles like anywhere? Like GameStop, Amazon,
GameStop, Target,
Walmart.
Walmart, Amazon, yeah, absolutely. Best Buy. But those places all have different times where things go on sale, and different amounts that they'll do physical in-store and different amounts that they'll do by mail. Some of them require the full amount paid before you can be considered having a pre-order. Some want just a little bit down. There's all kinds of craziness.
Now, how does this stack up for your excitement level for a new console launch? Get some of the previous ones where, like, I went and waited in line for the Wii way back in the day, and I'm not waiting in line for any of this stuff.
I've waited in line for Wii's. I've waited in line for Xbox. I've waited in line for GameCube. Didn't wait for the Switch. So I mean,
you're pre-ordering, so you're excited.
Yeah, but it's weird because like last generation, I'm like, hey, I went out and got it at midnight when it came, and then I hooked it up and it had a 2-hour update. So I just plugged it in, hit update, and went to bed. So I mean, that's kind of how life is at the moment with it. But I'm excited for this generation of console gaming, just based on a lot of it being SSDs are the big thing. So smaller load times, quicker abilities to do 4K gaming, and with quicker load times. So therefore, larger open worlds with less loading screens.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077 whenever it comes out, and all kinds of neat games whenever Halo pops in.
Yeah, you like the first-person shooters too?
I like a few of them. Halo's a big one for me.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so this has been video games for fun and profit.
Yeah, well, there are a few things that collect my enjoyment and time on them, and it's a big time for the next generation of games and what it will be. Like I said, we've got the 2 consoles coming out, and then even in the PC Master Race world of gaming, one of the most revolutionary video cards to hit in a long time is also coming out, and it's being done directly to compete with consoles.
Yeah, so that'll be a screamer then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, let's shift back to comics and take a look at the good folks over at Cover Price who took the time to scan eBay and find out what the hot stuff was selling. Kyle, do you want to do the top 10 or the bottom 10?
I will start with the top 10 if it will load. There we go. And of course, on this we have Batman 92, the retailer appreciation version, of course, of this Punchline cover. Very cool sketch cover. 1 per store takes over the top spot for this week's top 10, moving 56 copies. A high sale of $355 for a raw. Granted, it's worth noting that sales have dipped after that high sale. Current market prices are around $180 for raw. That always happens on exclusive stuff. It goes super high at the beginning as people try to get a hold of them, and then the actual price of it settles. Same thing happened with like the Walking Dead 1 per stores and stuff as well. At rank 2, we have Black Panther number 2 from 2005. This first appearance of Shuri is seeing her biggest sale to date, moving 34 copies. $700 for a CGC 9.8. At rank 3, Amazing Fantasy 7 from 2005. It has recently announced that the virtual NYCC will have MODOK the animated series panel. In that announcement were several confirmed characters. One of the confirmed names was AIM, or AIM scientist Monica Rapakini, whose first appearance is in this issue. There's also some speculation that her daughter, Carmilla Black, aka the new Scorpion, might appear, whose first is also in this issue. Moved around 25 copies, going up 149%, with $25 for raw copies there. In the fourth spot, we have our Dark Knight's Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knight 1. This book is truly the new version of Batman Damned. It continues to sell really well. Raw copies seem to have fallen to about $10, but still moved 43 copies and had a high sale of a 9.8 for $100. It doesn't seem like it's going away anytime soon. Continuing on the Black Panther at number 5, we have Black Panther number 5 from 2009. With all the Shuri heat and speculation, this was a surprise, especially seeing how high these sales are going for. While she's in full costume on the cover of issue 1, this issue actually features the first appearance of Shuri as the Black Panther on the inside pages. Moved 33 copies, up 101%, with a high sale of a CGC 9.8 going for over $400. At rank 6, of course, we got Amazing Spider-Man 361, Venom. This is Carnage here. So Venom and Carnage stuff going like crazy. Carnage is coming, and we're eager to await the Venom 2 trailer. The anticipation is building. You can feel it in these sales and these price increases. This first full appearance of Carnage sold 25 copies, up 120%, and had a high sale of a CGC 9.8 going for $643. Hoy. At rank 7, Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 10. Oh yeah, that one. Sorry, I scrolled off of it. Well, the explanation for this marked hot book still contains a spoiler for Venom 28, which comes out next week, so we're just going to not talk a bunch about it. But high sales, $60 for raw copy on Marvel Knights Spider-Man 10. Spawn 309, the Gunslinger Spawn, is still hanging in there. 29 copies, still moving, $26 for raw. At rank 9, Superboy 9, 1994.
Well, let's just announce that it's a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear who it is, you can fast forward 15 seconds. But anyway, here it is. It's the first Mac Gargan. So whoever that is, if that spoiled it for you, I hope not. Now we're back. Sorry about that, Kyle. Go ahead.
You just couldn't contain it any longer. I had to get it out there.
I had to get that name out there because it's so amazing.
We touched on this a little bit earlier with the Superboy 9 from 1994. The first full appearance of King Shark is moving due to his upcoming appearance in Suicide Squad 2. If you're going to recall, this book first went up when the character was going to appear in the CW's Flash. When he did appear, it was not great. That appearance may have been the most spectacular ended, the most speculation ended for the CW's shows for the most part. So here we are again, moving 22 copies, up 118%, and had a high sale of a CGC 9.8 going for $299. Also, just note this book also sold a DC Universe logo variant for $600 for a CGC 9.0. And at rank 10, Silk, number 1 from 2015, with a spike in prices and sales for Silk's first full appearance in Amazing Spider-Man 4 and cameo appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 1. Collectors are now moving on to the first issue of her solo series. 19 copies, CGC 9.8 going for $190.
At rank 11, we have Amazing Spider-Man 36. This is the black cover tribute to 9/11. Still selling well, and always does in September, as one can imagine. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, first Silk. We talked about that. 23 copies of it selling this week with a high of $344 for a CGC 9.8. Kyle, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Superman 25. Ivan Rice 1 in 25 design variant. 30 copies for the high sale of $47 for a raw. Spider-Gwen number 24. First appearance of Gwenom. This could be trending due to Gwenom's return in the current Ghost Spider series. and Gwenham confirmed costume in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Either way, this issue sold 10
Oh
copies.
yeah, I have that game.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I wonder if we'll see her down the road.
Yeah.
Batman the Avenger continues #2, the first appearance of Sonny, Deathstroke's new protege in the animated Batman universe, continues to sell 17 copies and a high sale of $78 for CGC 98. X-Men #4, The Newsstand from 1992, the first appearance of Omega Red, had a high sale of $385 for a CGC 98. Nova #1 from 1976. People just discovering this for the first time or something. Sold 13 copies. Had a huge sale of $1,714. Jesus, $1,740 for a CGC 98 as a heritage auction. So we also had Ultimate Fallout #4, of course. Miles Morales, Spidey, had a high sale of $1,194.99 for a CGC 98. Man, that's crazy. Thor 5, the first Black Winter, continues to sell, sold 20 copies, and almost $170 for a CGC 98. Spawn #1 continues to sell. People still love Spawn. This was the one from way back in '92. Raw copies selling for $50, and there's probably 10 million of these
I was gonna say
comics out
there's a
there.
bunch of those out there.
Yeah, I have a couple myself, but I'll sell them. I'll sell them. So some great stuff from the good folks at Cover Price. We appreciate their due diligence in bringing those to us. And now, without further ado, since we can't do an FOC this week, and we're a little bit ahead of the Comic Invest folks as well, we're going to shoot right to our sneak peek at next week and take a look at, what do we do, UCS first?
Yeah, because it'll come out on the 22nd, so we're going to go to ucscomicsdistributors.com/new releases, and that will bring us to the newest things coming out. For us, that's the 22nd, and we're going to see that Action Comics 1025 is available through DC. Really cool Tyler Kirkham version of Aquaman. It's a really good looking cover there.
Mirka Ondolfo does the Batgirl cover B.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's as good as you would imagine it would be. Lee Weeks doing the cover B for Batman Superman. I love Lee Weeks.
For issue 12 of that. We got a one-shot of Dark Knight's Death Metal Speed Metal #1. We got a Howard Porter doing the regular cover, and then we've got a 1 in 25 Peach Momoko Dark Knight's Death Metal Speed Metal #1 one shot, guaranteed to be a hot moving book. But who knows what you're going to pay for it when you walk into your LCS. So if you can get a deal, get a deal. If you're not, I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore.
That's not true. You can talk about it.
That is an awesome Howard Porter cover A for Flash 762. That's cool.
What's going on there? I can't even tell.
That's blood.
Oh, is he dragging him?
It looks like he's dragging the dying corpse over Reverse Flash.
That's great.
And that's not something you see a lot on a Flash cover, so that is dope.
That's nice. Great stuff.
Yeah, but not a ton coming out that is, a giant draw for DC. A lot of these books, frankly, are the ones that they're canning, I think, here coming soon.
Yeah.
So get them while you can before DC pares down to even less. So then let's head over to previewsworld.com. Let's find new releases. Let's start where we love to start, in Image.
Got the 4th issue of Dead Body Road. This has been a great series. Glad to have it. I think I like it better than its original series. It's so good. And the goddamn Virgin Brides #3 of 5. Love to see that. I think is this the final issue of Low? No, it is not. I keep saying that, but it's still not. And a little disappointed in Spawn's second printing. Did we know it was not a different cover?
No, they did not give us art, and it looks like it is exactly the same in every single way, except for the Spawn on this is green, where it is red on the cover A.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, the first print. All right, that's all from me for good friends at Image. Down to Dark Horse.
We've got something called You Look Like Death. Tales of Umbrella Academy #1. It's a Gerard Way book. It's a spin-off, Umbrella Academy spin-off.
Seance gets his own miniseries.
Yeah, fans of the series will dig this. I don't know that it's like new reader friendly, but that's okay.
And that doesn't seem to. I don't believe we know that character from the TV series, so that unfortunately doesn't have a reach for that.
So maybe this will be a breakout character in the next season.
It's muy posible. Hard to believe that anything Empire going to a second print, but they're telling us that #5 did.
Yes, we done Marvel.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah, and then Captain Marvel's issue 20 is going to a second printing as well.
Timeless She-Hulk there for the Immortal She-Hulk #1. Just in time, we just got casting news on She-Hulk as well. So a really cool cast on that. So I don't know if that will mean anything for the release of this new series or not.
Yeah, timing's pretty good. There's a comic in the comic shops, so that's good. Juggernaut, we were both thinking Juggernaut might be something that'd be good to check out, and we were pretty fond of that Scotty Young variant cover.
Oh, Star Wars Bounty Hunters, what are you doing to me? Cover 2, second print, more Boba Fett on the cover. Get it. Lieber Mayo.
Was it like a kind of color is that?
A blood red.
Blood red, yeah. I didn't like it.
Thor 2, 5th print. Thor 5, 4th print. Thor 6, 2nd print.
Venom, 4th print. Venom 25, 4th print. Venom 26, 3rd print. Wolverine 3, 2nd print. Wolverine 4, 2nd print. My God.
Ooh, we have a good facsimile this time.
Yeah, first Iron Man, right?
Yes, that's a good one. Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby cover. Yeah, that's one if you're not likely to have, get the facsimile.
Pretty sure I got that one coming.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I like when they do the keys. I think I've said that before, but it makes me happy.
Yeah. Anything else in Marvel, sir?
I don't think so. Lots of stuff, though, man.
Yeah.
When you hit Dynamite, you're just the brakes go on. Nothing.
Yeah. And down into Boom.
We got that
Mega Man fully charged on the second print. Man, I don't know. I'm very purist with the look of Mega Man. And so many of the looks of Mega Man freak me out.
What about like that, the cover C of
Rockefeller, that was I can roll with that.
That looks pretty close.
It's round where it should be round. It's robotic where it needs to be robotic. I'm all for it, but...
Some of those other, where he's a little emo. What's that about?
I don't know. I can't. I'm weird. I can't do it. Unkindness of Ravens, #1 from Boom Studios. Oh, this is our guy from Slots. Dan Panosian.
Oh, yeah.
Not all the witches burned during the Salem witch trials, and the ones that survived did so together. Now, generations later, their descendants protect the ancient secrets entrusted to them. They call themselves the Ravens. It looks like they're all chicks. That's pretty cool.
As we get down to our smaller publishers, we have The Autumnal. This is Daniel Kraus and Chris Sheehan on art. It's a Vault comic #1.
Don't miss out on. Sorry, we only find them when they're dead. Has a really nice second print too. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a Boom book.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And our boy Dan Mora on that second print.
We have from Heavy Metal Magazine, who seem to be signing actors who like comics, want to write comics.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dan Fogler, who's in last season of Walking Dead, and J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts. If that
and Balls of Fury, if you remember.
Okay, there you go.
Ping pong woo.
This book is called Fishkill #1. It's a Heavy Metal magazine. Our boy Ben Templesmith's doing the art. Dan Fogler
cool.
doing the
I
writing.
Love Templesmith art.
So this is something I'm definitely into. This is I will search this one out. We love Ben Templesmith. He's very cool. One of our first kind of really cool creators that we met.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Super well dressed. He stands out different than your average artist.
He went out of his way to be pretty cool. So we support his work when we can. Yeah. And this looks like a good one.
Yeah, I like this. And him on Heavy Metal always has the greatest art. They put a lot of care into their books. Hotline Miami Wildlife #1 of an 8-issue series. Of course, Hotline Miami is a just blood-soaked video game about shooting and killing a lot of cool things. So this is pretty awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We've got
from Behemoth Comics.
From Aftershock, we've got Miles to Go #1 from B. Clay Moore with art by Stephen Molnar. About Amara Bishop as a newly single mother with a long buried past. This could be fun. B. Clay Moore did Hawaiian Dick, if you remember that short-lived series.
Yeah.
He's done plenty of stuff actually, so not just that. And that might be it.
That seems to be it. So, Drew, this point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you pick up at your thing? Because it is going to be the next Ultimate Fallout, the next Thor 5, the next Black Panther 2, the next...
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of big 2 comics as my choices lately, so I'm going to go with Fishkill #1 from Heavy Metal Comics.
Very good. I do like that as well. I'm very torn because I like, again, the Star Wars Bounty Hunter second print on #2, but I feel like I've done that already before. And I like the second print on, shoot, what did I tell you? It's whatever, when they're, we only find them when they're, yeah, we're going to do that one. We only find them when they're dead, #1, going to a second print with a second Dan Mora cover.
Oh, that's a new cover too.
Yeah, it's a new cover. It's Dan Mora. It gives you a little bit more look into the actual book is. So
that's a Boom book.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So we thank you guys for being part of the podcast. Thank you for traveling along with Drew and myself. Like I said, we did this a little early. We changed the way we've been doing things. We apologize if we've thrown you off. If you found some cool stuff in this week and you want to share it with us, let us know. Be part of the podcast. Find us on Instagram, Facebooks, Twitters, our Gmail, all that fun stuff. Write us in. Let us know if you're finding any awesome gold, or if you're finding some of these weeks a little lean. Please feel free to let us know what's going on. We would love to hear from you. Be part of the podcast. Write us in and tell us what's going on with you and your stuff. So we thank you so much for Drew and for myself. See ya.